Thank you so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate your time
Okay.
and being here. So, first off, tell the people what is your name and a little bit about you and why are you running for the mayor of Prairie View?
Yes, and thank you for the invitation and the interview. My name is Bruce Davis. I'm a candidate for the office of mayor of Prairie View. I'm a native of Prairie View, and Prairie View is a passion for me. I went to high school, Waller High School. I left the area and went to the Naval Academy, served in the Marine Corps, served in corporate America. And in all of those activities, I always tied what I was doing back to Prairie View, whether it's recruiting, whether it's getting Prairie View, the university involved in multi-million dollar contracts with the Air Force, a number of ways through my actions, also just through supporting athletic and the music activities here at the university. In the city, I've recently joined the Prairie View Economic Development
Okay.
Corporation, and also about 3 or 4 months ago became the president of the economic development. So my reach, my exposure to what's going on here in Prairie View and developing the plans that can improve it are key and things that I see that I can bring to the table.
Awesome. You're very involved already. So,
Yes.
you bring a lot to the table. I love that. So, tell me a little bit more about why this specific office of mayor.
Yes. And thank you for that question. I believe that the mayor is key to the city advancing. Now, we have a form of government here in Prairie View where we have a strong city manager form of government. The mayor is the one that, in my opinion, in my observation, sets the tone for the city, to set the tones for the practices, sets the tone for business activities, how people perceive the city. And that is what a central thing that we need to propel the city forward in growth. The mayor is also the one that is involved with key appointments from planning and zoning to the parks and recreation to the EDC itself. That is very critical. The mayor is the one who attracts people that are highly competent and professional to serve in these positions. So it's not all that the mayor himself or herself does. It is what the mayor is able to leverage with that position and attract the right businesses, the right opportunities, the right activities that is just going to make the city grow.
Excellent. You answered a little bit of my next question, which most people are not even aware of municipal elections as a whole, that they're even out there. Most people just pay attention to the
Mhm.
presidential election and they completely forget about the very local elections that happen. So not only do they know enough about these local municipal elections, but they also are not aware enough of the position of mayor and
Right.
what they do. And you explained a little bit about that. But now let's get into why should they be paying attention to that office?
It's very important to pay attention to the local politics. We often pay attention to the exciting things that are going on national, international, state issues, even. And unfortunately, the local issues don't get the coverage that they did maybe 20, 30 years ago. And so many things that impact individuals, whether it's schools, whether it's your local police, your local fires, your water, your wastewater, your streets, all those things, your local politicians, your local elected officials, your local administrators are the ones that operate those things. The tax rate, the investments for the future, what makes a city attractive for businesses, families. Why would businesses want to stay in Prairie View? All of these things are impacted by the local politics. So it's very important, it's very key. And so it's our role to get a message out to the people that makes voting locally the thing that they really want to do. That's just their obligation, but the attractive thing that they need to do.
What are some of those concerns that they can bring to you? Really, because people need to understand the value of jumping into this election and why they vote. So, what can they bring? What are issues and concerns that they may have that they can bring to you, or whether it's city council members that also lead
Right.
to you as well?
Right. So generally the mayor's role, again, we have a strong city manager form of government, and the interaction, the relationship between the mayor and the city manager is key. The relationship with the EDC, these other boards. We need an individual that is almost like a bee and a pollinator, that is the one that is ge- helping spread the strategic direction of the city to the various entities and sub entities of the city. So that's important. As far as what people can bring to the mayor and to the council, it's generally all the stuff. We're the face of the city. The city manager is doing the day-to-day operations of the city, and to a significant extent, the long-range operations, making sure that things happen that should be happening. But you have the elected officials. We are the participants in community events, and people will mention things to us all the time. And I'm not even in this specific role yet, but people bring their ideas, whether it's water, wastewater, streets, whether it's events that we need to have or should have, our capacity as it relates to hotels, restaurants, libraries, all these types of things. These ideas come to the city because these are things that most cities have. And the students, the faculty, the thing about us not having adequate restaurants or places to eat, places to get groceries, these are just basic things. Most cities have these things. Small cities have these things. Our adjacent cities have these things. And that's one thing. We need to address our food desert. We need to address our water capacity, wastewater capacity, so we can grow the right way.
Yeah, absolutely. You are very involved in Prairie View. You're so knowledgeable about it. And again, just active in the community and all the
Mhm.
things. So, if you are elected to mayor, what is something that you want the people to feel or experience differently? You've talked about things to do, but how do you want them to feel or experience differently through you as
Yes.
mayor?
Yes. I think the mayor sets the tone for the city. So part of that tone is how we engage our primary customers. That's the citizens of the city. So we need the citizens to feel that they can approach their elected officials and have things synthesized, prioritized, and done. And the processes that you go through, there's a need for what we've done in corporate America is automation. There's some of it here, but I would like to significantly increase automation of our processes, how we engage people, get feedback, you submit something, you have some online tools of how you get information back to individuals. And then these same individuals, we need them to feel welcome to join our boards in various capacities. So, yeah, I think that I would be a difference maker. And even that, it's less really about me and what I can do, but the tone that me and the team can set to have people to feel welcome
Yeah.
and to feel like this is the place I want to grow. I want to raise a family, where I want to engage with the university. That's what we want to do. I feel that's something I've done in various other activities in my life, whether it was in corporate America, whether it was in the military, the Marine Corps, and the volunteer groups, and church groups. So that's how I want people to feel about engaging with their government.
Yeah, just feeling more connected, feeling
Right,
more within reach. And so, what are ways that can help them feel more within reach? Because a lot of people think that anything political just feels so far away, but
right,
something so local like your mayor or your city council members is just a phone call or an email
right.
away. So, what is that? Is it just a phone call? How can they feel more connected or feel more confident in reaching their mayor
Yeah.
and city council members?
So reaching us would be one thing because we'd have their phone numbers and emails, and these normal ways, our face-to-face visit. The individuals here, the businesses that are here, they need to have that connectedness. But one thing is very important, and it's key to continue the connections with those constituents, and that's basically having a government that they're proud of. I will strive for that. And it's not a guarantee that I'll have success at that, but know that's what I really want to do. I've experienced success in that in various arenas. This is a highly contentious, I guess maybe call it work
Right.
environment,
Yeah.
because when you look at our city council meetings, you look at even some of our EDC meetings, there's a lot of raw emotion there. There's a lot of things that people do. Some of it's deliberate, some of it's just by the nature of our history of having these highly charged, very long meetings that that are not as focused on the primary needs of the city. So we need people to feel that in any meeting we have, whether it's charged or not, we need to have central issues on the table, whether it's water or wastewater, getting rid of our food desert, making businesses feel that they can come here and our current business feel that they can stay. I've taught international management. I taught at University of San Antonio. And what's true for nations is true for cities. It is true that if a nation's government is when it's adverse, no matter what the resources of that nation are, businesses will not want to go there. The example I have is after the US invaded Venezuela, our administration believed that the oil companies would just rush in there. One of the things that the oil companies would look at is what's the stability of that government? If we send all of our employees over there, will they end up being hostages or killed or worse or whatever? That type of thing is true. That the businesses need to know if we have a strategic plan, if we're following it. They need to know what's our behavior on our zoning. And I would expect any business that does its due diligence to interview the businesses that are already here. And what do you feel about the government? They'll interview the citizens that are already here. So the first thing is just pleasing our current citizens, our current businesses. We have to do that. And we have to listen to all of that. It is very possible to do what we've done in other places, what happens 5 miles this way in Waller, or what is starting to happen this way, 5 miles this way in Hempstead. We can do those very things here in Prairie View.
Thank you. I think we've talked a little bit about why it's important to pay attention to these elections and why people should care about them. But unfortunately, they do have a very low turnout. So, what do you think is their cause for them kind of skipping over these elections and not caring about it? And what would you say to someone who thinks that their vote doesn't matter in this process? Because that could be one of their reasons that they skip out.
Right. So I can say that I'll start with the second one first. One, it is very meaningful for individuals to participate in local elections because of the low turnout. So, we have an election here in Prairie View where anywhere from 200 to 400 people will vote. So that one vote will make a huge difference on whether a councilman gets elected, whether a mayor gets elected, whether a measure will pass concerning, and there is a measure on this time, on this election, for some additional revenue to improve our streets. And I really hope that passes. I'll try to get more active on passing that message. But it is really highly consequential that individuals participate. All the things I mentioned earlier about the water, wastewater, the streets, the relationship with the university, all of these things hinge on individuals getting involved with the
Right.
elections.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so as we near voting time, it is coming so fast. Early voting already starts on April 20th through the 28th, and election day being May 2nd. So as people come to the ballots, and we have, I believe, 5 candidates on the
Right.
ballot for mayor. So it is a list.
Yeah.
So when they see your name and you're out there with the people, what do you want them to know about you? What do you want them to remember about you when
Okay.
they see your name on the ballot?
Okay. So there's a number of things I would like for people to look at my website, brucedaviscampaign.com, and look at what's out there. You can see that I'm very transparent as far as the things that I've been in. Even looked at my LinkedIn site, the places that I've worked, all that type of thing is things are out there. You have in that, you have someone who has been a university professor, taught international management. It's the area that we're dealing with right now. We have an international firm in the southern part of the city right now. We have others that are looking at us. We have someone with corporate experience, not just being in a corporation, but have been on the teams that are looking for cities to have that corporation expanding to. So I have that experience. I know what companies are looking for when they look for a city. It's the workforce. It's the tax structure. It's the availability of land. It's the history. It's all that stuff. And someone that has been in volunteer organizations, because a lot of what you do as a mayor is volunteer. But I think I would like people to really focus on not necessarily those things, achievements, awards. It's really one word, it's integrity. And that's what I will do when no one else is around. Running for election and even being in the EDC, you get approached by organizations, individuals, and they will ask you for things. You want someone who first and foremost thinks about the people that aren't sitting in a room, the invisible customers. That's all of the people that live here in the city. That's the university students, the faculty, all these people that live, that make up this community, the employees. So all of these things, you need to be thinking about all of them first and foremost before you think about, I might benefit if this thing happens. That's not even in my thought process. In fact, I will get quite upset. People know me as a calm individual, but I will get disturbed if it turns into, I will benefit if certain things happen, or if you do this, then you'll benefit. I say that's the wrong way to approach me. First, ask me how this benefits the citizens here in the city. What impact will this have on us long term? There's certain Indian tribes that when they make decisions, they think 7 generations ahead. I would like for us to think 7 generations ahead as the
Yeah.
people that our ancestors came here and they thought in terms of founding this university, getting some land and thinking about giving it to their kids and what this place will be, and just creating the possibilities that we can think 7 generations ahead. So I want us to have a purview that is robust with a long term. I want people to remember that when it's one-on-one situation, I'm not the guy that's going to be looking out for myself. I'm going to be looking out for the citizens.
Got it. That's wonderful for people to know. And to add to that, we've talked about where people can find you on your website, your
Okay.
social platforms, but where can they find you out in the community? What are you doing to get your message out? Are you going door to door? Are you showing up at events? Are you going on
Yeah.
campus? Where can you be seen?
Yeah.
Where can the people find you?
Yeah. So you'll see me at events, increasingly at the local events. We have the Prairie the Panther Relays coming up. We have spring football games. I do go to the dining hall. In fact, as a child here growing up in Prairie View, in high school, I worked in the dining hall. So I'm very familiar with the events and things that happen here in Prairie View. At the university, it's the football games. So we have basketball games. I've been to some of those. One thing the city is putting on in conjunction with Delta Sigma Theta. Actually, the Delta Sigma Theta is the lead entity. We're having, or they're coordinating a Blackberry Festival that's going to be here right next to City Hall. So that's one event. We're looking to unify the city. We're going to try to get some banners up here to help in the advertising of that event. So I'll be out and about. I am door knocking. Look for me to make those personal visits. We do have signs out here, and on the signs, I believe I'm the only candidate that has a QR code on it. So you go to the QR code and you can find our website. It's less about donating at this point. We have enough money. It's more about getting the word of mouth advertising, sharing or liking or getting it out to your friends, your neighbors, people that can vote. Remember that early voting, not just early voting, but to register for this election, that ends on April the 2nd. So yeah, I'm very visible. The other place you can find me is I'm still the president of the EDC. So we meet twice a month now. So look for those announcements at City Hall and on the city website. The EDC also has a new website, so you can look for our website, and we'll have information about EDC occurrences there as well.
Awesome. Thank you. And last question is, if there's anything that I didn't cover or anything else you want to put out there for the audience, anything on your mind that you want to speak on?
Yes, thank you very much. To summarize all this, I want you to think about who is going to make those decisions when the citizens is not there the right way, to prioritize the things that we need to prioritize. That's our infrastructure, wastewater, water, streets, to strengthen our relationship with the university, to significantly address our food desert, and to have a plan, overall plan that's well communicated, that the citizens know about, that the students know about, that the university know about, that's integrated, that shows us what the future could be. Or so it's not just something I come up with. It's not something that the other high-ranking individuals come up with. It has to be participation with the citizens to create that plan. I was so proud. I went to the city of Sealy. I was going to San Antonio, and I walked into their EDC. They happened to be open, and sitting on the table was their strategic plan, high-level version of strategic plan. for anybody to pick up. That's what I want to have. That's on the EDC side, but with the city, the EDC, the city, the Parks and Rec, the city manager, the citizens all need to see where the city's going. You have buy into that, and it needs to be well advertised. So I have experience doing that in a variety of places, and that's what I want to do and offer to my hometown.
Thank you. Thank you again for being here. I think that you are a wonderful candidate. I think that you have so much to offer this city, and I hope that we can spread the word to as many people out there as we can.
Okay.
And thank you again.
All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.